And good morning. Welcome to our leadership training series. Man, I got to tell you guys, you're in trouble today. I just got back from 5 days of Tony Robbins business mastery, 14 hours a day. Saturday, we went 16 hours. It was incredible. If you ever get the chance to go, it is worth every penny. It cost my wife and I $18,000 to go. It was all virtual. We went from our house, but it was incredible. Highly recommend it. If you go yourself, it's 10 grand, and it was 8 for a spouse. So just cannot recommend it more. Super, super good. I'm just fired up. Well, today I got a couple great speakers for you. We are doing Elgin and Frank Crandall, Elgin Walker. Are you guys here? Are you behind me? Where are you? Come on up on the stage. Don't be shy, and we'll get you up here. So where are you? Frank and Elgin. There's somebody walking, standing up. Frank and Elgin, come on up on the stage, boys. Oh, here comes somebody. I can't see all my glasses on. It looks like, I think Frank. I'll put my glasses on. See, it's so funny. Yeah, Frank, get over here, Frank. Come on. Elgin's up here too. Come on, boys. What's up, guys?
Good
Turn
morning.
your mics on.
What's happening, man?
Good morning,
Hey,
Brent.
good to see you, Frank. Elgin, come on over here. Walk over here by my side, man. Come on over. Come all the way to the edge of the stage. Like you can't fall off. Turn right there and walk forward, man, all the way up. Come on up. There you go. There you go. Okay, wait. You're not doing the 3-foot roll. We're kind of holding hands. So Frank, you got to move over too. I'm right behind Frank. That's weird. Frank, go left. Yeah, go that way. Elgin, you're fine. Frank, you got to move over. There you go. The 3-foot rule even applies in the virtual world. How you doing today, Elgin?
I'm doing great. How are you, sir?
Good. Turn towards me a little bit. I'm going to demonstrate how the world is real. Good. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah. You ready, Elgin? Watch
Sure.
this. Does that feel uncomfortable?
Just a tad.
That's so cool, isn't it? See, the 3-foot world even applies. Even in here, it feels weird. Now, Frank, you're way over there. How you doing, Frank, baby?
Better than I deserve, Brent. Thank you.
I love it. Well, I'm so excited to have you both here today. You've both done a lot of awesome stuff. Let's start with Elgin. Elgin, man, tell us what company you're with prior to EXP.
I was with the company with the red book. I was with Keller Williams.
Keller Williams, how long were you with them?
I was with Keller Williams about 15 years. Yeah.
15 years. Okay, that's a long time. How big
Yeah.
was your office?
Sorry.
How big was your office at Keller Williams?
The largest that we got to on the books was, I believe, 330 while I was there.
330. And when you left, how big was it when you left?
I think it was about 275, 250.
275 to 250, 250, 275. And how long had that office been in business? 15 years? Were you one of the founders?
Yeah, I was one of the original people there.
So it took 15 years to grow to 250 to 275, and they actually got a little bigger. They were kind of going backwards a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Things changed. I mean, red carpet realty used to be the rage in America. And then it was Century 21, and then it was Remax, and then it was Keller Williams, and now it's EXP, and someday it'll be somebody else. Competition's fine. Hopefully we'll stay on our game. And there's companies that have been around for 300 years. Not everybody goes out of business. And so, but there are things, now it's our time. So Elgin, how many people have you sponsored since you came to EXP now?
I have now personally sponsored, as of the weekend, 21 with one other person in process right now.
Good. So 21 with one coming on. And then that has led to, and again, you left Keller Williams after 15 years of, them working it, growing that office, and it was 250 to 275. How many people are in your group today?
257.
So you pretty much have built in, how long you been here? 2 or 3 years? How long has it been?
It was 2 years in July.
So you just had your 2-year mark, and in 2 years from scratch with no capital, you have built something as large as your Keller Williams, which they typically run 150 to 200, maybe $250,000 in capital. And then it took 15 years to grow it to that point. And in 24 months with no capital, but a dream and some guts, you built the same thing they had, right?
Yeah, amazingly so. But yeah, especially put it that way. Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, it's incredible. And this is just the beginning. So if one guy can become 250 plus, what if we have about 10 people in that batch of 250 duplicate what you did? How many people would you have in your group, Elgin?
Wow, what's that, about 2,500?
You
Yeah.
got it, baby. 2,500, which will make you a couple $1 million a year in rev share. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for, and anyone can be a leader. You raise your hand. You know where I show up? I'm like a fireman. I show up to where the fire is. When people want to work hard, I show up magically, and I'm like, I'll match you. Let's go. You want to run? Let's run. And so that is awesome. Congratulations, Elgin. I'm gonna come back to you. Now, Frankie, baby, you've been here since day one. You joined me. You quit your job as a manager, a regional manager for Remax. And in fact, let's even tell them how far back we go. How long have you been in real estate now?
Since 2003.
2003, which is 17 years ago.
Yeah.
And who did you meet with at McCooney's to ask if they thought it would be a good idea for you to get your real estate license and get in real estate back in 2003?
Some guy named Brent Gove.
Is that funny? Frank and I known each other. Frank, how many years have we known each other? What do you think roughly?
30.
30 years, man. We're old dogs. You said that kind of tired. That was funny. 30.
Yeah.
Man, it's been 30 years. I love Frank Crandall. We met for lunch. I said, Frank, do it. You love people. People love you. You're personable. You have a work ethic. Get your real estate license. You'll do great. You went on to become a team leader for Keller Williams, general manager for Remax over an entire Northern California, Central California region. You've got tons of business accolades and success. And now you're at EXP. Now you have sponsored, how many people have you sponsored so far?
Total 22.
22. One more than Elgin there. And then how many people you got in your group? 100, 200? How many you got in your group?
I looked today and it was 336.
336. That is awesome. So same thing. We're going to look for 10 leaders to go get over 300, and then you'll have over 3,000. So we got to identify leaders, help them, support them, help them grow. So let's go back to Elgin here. Elgin. So day one, week one, you're at EXP. You obviously have had a lot of great success. What did you do when you first started EXP? What were you excited, and what did you do?
I was extremely excited. I was also nervous. Nervous because, as you mentioned in some of your talks before, I don't do change a lot. You know, I didn't jump around to a whole bunch of different brokerages. I was nervous because I had always had an office, so I was going to be changing up a lot of those things. So I was really nervous about that. But as far as what I did was, I was excited enough that I knew I had to get off to a fast start. So I immediately started contacting my past clients and stuff, and kind of contacting everyone as far as my business, the actual production business, because I'm still in production. And then I started reaching out to be honest with you, just a very few agents that I had. I take that back. I made an announcement on Facebook. And when I made an announcement on Facebook, I actually had a few people that hit me up and just said, hey, I can't believe it that you left Keller Williams. Can I talk to you about EXP? So that like immediately helped me sponsor like 5 people, like in the first couple of weeks or so. And one of those guys that I sponsored is one of my, it's one of those 10.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
That's awesome. So you really hit your production hard, and you contacted all your clients, let them know it's a great reason to get in touch with them, let them know them made the move to a tech company, because the future is going to be ruled by technology. People will ride in flying cars in the future. You will have robots in your home in the future. Artificial intelligence is already here, and it's almost as smart as we are. And in the next 5 years, the fastest growing, you'll be shocked at what the world looks like. So this is the future. Beautiful. Now, as far as agent attraction, what was the first thing you did? Did you watch some training videos? Did you make a list of names? Did you build a wealth chart? What did you do? You sponsored a lot of people, over 20 people. What did you do there?
I did and still do watch a lot of videos. I'm a YouTube junkie now. I've always gone to seminars and all of that. I did make a list. Sometimes though, with my personality, I'm a high D. So instead of probably planning some things out as I should have, and even in talking with you, I just kind of jumped in and the, did a lot of the things that you shouldn't do as far as just kind of like throwing up over people. But I was very enthusiastic, and I believe that I had built some really good relationships. Just my enthusiasm got people to take a look at it. And then I actually invited everyone to the event that you had in Las Vegas a couple of years ago. So you told me to invite everybody. You told me to get everybody that I could down there. And I wound up getting 9 people down there total. And that included the 5 that show, because I had just joined when I went to Vegas.
Did that have a big impact on your business?
Everybody signed up except one person. They all signed
Wow.
up. Yeah.
Wow. So you let the event do the heavy lifting. Our next event is Cabo San Lucas. Everybody live in person, Mastermind in the Tropics, February 21st through the 25th, 21, 22, 23, 25 days at the Hyatt Ziva, gorgeous resort. Get people there, show up yourself. Links to sign up for that will probably happen by Friday or Friday of the next week. Nothing to sign up for now. Just want to let you know about it. So Elgin, brilliant, smart. And of course, you've gone from just you to over 250 agents and or broker associates. And that is beautiful. So good job, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Right on. So Frankie, baby, how about you? When you first started, what were some of the first things you did? Did you make a list of names? Did you make a wealth chart? Oh, wait. One thing I meant to say, Frank, hold that thought. I'll come right to you. Elgin, I forgot to tell you this. You said I didn't quite do it all right. I kind of high D. I just went and did it. Tony Robbins, I just spent 5 days with Tony Robbins. One of his core values, he says a lot throughout the event, is progress before perfection. And so good for you, man. Speed of execution, good for you. You went out and you just started. Get as organized as you can, but go. Some of you are so busy getting prepared, you have never started. So Elgin, hats off to you. Way to go, baby. Good job.
Thank you.
You bet. Okay, Frank, go ahead. What did you do when you first got started?
Okay, so it's a little bit different because I was not into production mode. I was more into the management. And so when I got into EXP, I had to go back into production. And for the first 6 to 7 months, I spent a little bit too much time recruiting and there was no money coming in. So eventually I had to learn the hard way and go back into production because it's a lot easier when you have money than when you don't have money. So I got really excited. I immersed myself into the EXP world. A lot of things I did wrong, but the great thing that I had is I had major connections all over the United States because of Keller Williams, Remax, and I was also a Tom Ferry coach. And so I just reached out to people that I knew. And one of the things that has always stuck out in my mind, it's a Brent-ism. He says, you want to stop working with the dead and work with the living. And I spent a couple of those times working with dead people trying to push them along. And it was a big struggle. Also, full disclosure to everybody in the audience, I did sponsor Elgin in case the people want to know how we're connected. Elgin was an agent at Keller Williams when I was in Los Angeles, and we maintained a relationship. And I firmly believe that if we didn't have a relationship, that Elgin wouldn't be here, and he's been a blessing to the business. And I just wanted everybody to know that.
That is awesome. Elgin is a rock star. That's why I have you both up here, because you really partnered up together really well.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have for people if they want to sponsor people? Like when you sponsored your first 10 people, Frank, what were you doing? Like you were selling homes because you had to replace your income as a general manager for Remax. So you had to like instantly earn over $10,000 a month or whatever it was you need to make. But what advice do you have for people if they want to get there and go sponsor the first 5 to 10 people? What did you do and what should they do?
I was not, I just want to tell people that don't be a secret agent because not everybody is coming to you. We are still trying to bust the myths about EXP, and everybody thinks it's a MLM, that we're the Amway of real estate, we're the Amazon of real estate. And I always say, well, what is your retirement plan? And when they don't have one, I move on to the next, because my father always told me, don't take advice from broke people. So that's what I did. I just moved on and looked for people who were looking for something else. Didn't spend a lot of time trying to do brain surgery on people that all they were focused on was doing their next deal and doing their next deal. That's the advice I'd give to you folks.
Very, very good. And again, it's psychology. Who are you listening to? Because your peer group gives you your thoughts. Your thoughts produce your actions, and your actions produce your life. You are the result of your daily habits compounded over the last 20 years. So you are. You're heavy. I'm heavy. I'm working on it. Right. Then by the way, I freaking got a hold of my psychology and got hardcore a week ago. And I lost 15 pounds in 7 days because I quit eating things I shouldn't be eating, drinking a ton of water. I did exactly, but I finally got a winning psychology, not a defeated psychology. Winning in other areas of my life, yes, but in other areas of my life, specifically the weight issue. I'm a big guy. I'm like, I'm just a big guy. I'm a big teddy bear. I'm a big bear. People love me. I love them. I'm good with it. But that was just bad psychology. So you really got to work on who you're around, because they will influence the way you think. And when I started hanging out with people who sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes a year, I started selling hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes a year. Now, some of you are thinking, well, I'm not going to Tony Robbins Business Master. It costs $18,000. It does not cost 18. It's 10. It costs 18 because my wife came. It was 8 for her, 10 for me. You can go for 10. Well, I can't afford that. There's your psychology. How could you afford it? You can afford it. If I say, I'm going to give you $1 million house for 10 grand this month, you just got to go raise 10 grand. Like, oh, I could do that. Well, do that for Business Mastery, because what you learn in Business Mastery will be so much more than $1 million house. Again, it's your psychology. Well, I heard Tony Robbins, it's all motivational hype. I don't need that. Are you kidding me? It's science. It's engineering. It's listening to the top speakers in the world. There was a woman he had there yesterday. Her name is Jamie, and she was started a cosmetics company out of her apartment in New York, like 18 years ago, and she sold it to L'Oreal 3 years ago for 1.2 billion cash. You know, she was doing 20 years ago, she was a waitress at Denny's. She, not even a good breakfast place, Denny's, the Grand Slam. I haven't been to Denny's in 30 years, but when you go to Denny's and you order your eggs and bacon and whatever, and they wipe the table down, it's still wet from the wet towel, they wiped it down, you're like, ick. You know, she was that waitress, and she's now a billionaire. And she goes, I still go to Denny's and I love their pancakes. But here's the deal. She came in and talked about the amount of struggle and rejection. 3 years she begged L'Oreal to buy their company until they finally did. It was no, 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 until it was a yes. And it was the biggest acquisition they'd ever done in the history. L'Oreal is from France, and they bought her company, It Cosmetics, for $1.2 billion. And she was there, and she shared so many great things. But mainly, it's like we all struggle. So I think, well, success is something that happens for other people. It ain't going to happen for me. Listen, that's your psychology. Your psychology, it can't happen to me. You're not certain. I am certain that I'm going to love people. I am certain that I'm going to fight for other people. I'm going to pay attention to the person that's in the room. Like I teach my kids. I go, just don't just walk around the room and then you see someone in the room and you're like, oh man, like here is Augustine. Augustine, undo your mic, will you? Augustine Chavez, are you there, buddy? Come on, buddy. You there? You got it. Lower left-hand corner. You can undo your mic. You there, buddy? His avatar's here. Okay, maybe you're having a problem with your technology. Let's see. I'm going to go up the stairs. I'm in the very back of the room, way up here. I'm by John Sy. John, are you there? Unmute your mic, John, if you're there.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
That's awesome. So there's John, and then we got Ray. Ray goes, I don't want to be next. Ray bailed. I see you, Ray. I see you running off. But here's the deal. You pay attention to people in the room. You get people in. You invest in people, not just the stars. You care about everybody, even the guy in the back of the room. Ray came back. Hey, Ray. So here's the deal. Pay attention to everybody's important. Love everybody. By the way, John, how many people have you sponsored now?
Total 48 tier 1 and just hitting about, I think 20 FLQA right now.
And 20. And then how big's your organization?
260.
260. Awesome. And then you took your rev share and you used it to pay for your mortgage, a bunch of other stuff, and you just treated yourself to a Lamborghini. Is that right?
That's right, sir. YOLO.
It's beautiful too. It's brand new. It's $400,000 car. You know, some for you car buffs, I mean, it's real. John's up in British Columbia. But so here's the deal. It's your psychology. Your psychology says, well, I don't need that. Let me tell you, from me, I'm telling you, desperately need to go to Tony Robbins Business Mastery. Me hearing Jamie, she went on for an hour about all the rejection. Anybody feel rejected out there? Somehow you think it'll never happen. That's your psychology. But it's hard. I'm struggling. The struggle is what makes you who you are. It's good for your children to struggle. It's good for your teenagers to struggle. Let's help them and guide them. They ask for help. Let's help them. But it's good. It makes them the beautiful young men and women they become, right? And if somehow it's not good for you to struggle, well, it's uncomfortable. That's where your future lies. It lies in the realm of being uncomfortable. When you're uncomfortable, you're on track. When you're comfortable, you're sitting in your couch. When you're comfortable, you ain't doing nothing great with your life. When there's something awesome with your life, you got to get uncomfortable, and then it becomes comfortable. Jamie yesterday she said something. She said, I don't have the verbiage quite right, but she was told so many times she was unqualified. She says, at first they tell you you're unqualified. Then they tell you you're a genius. I love that. She was unqualified, incapable, this, that, and then all of a sudden the very same people who publicly maligned her, put her down on Facebook, social media, then they're going to her for advice. The guy from QVC, she got her big break at QVC selling makeup. She was selling 3 cover-ups a day, about 90 cover-ups for women. They put on their face and they cover up blemishes or something. I don't even know what I'm saying, but I think that's what they do. And she was selling with her own private boutique brand 3 a day, 90 a month. She went on QVC and they go, you get a chance. I go, you have to purchase 6,000 of this product and you better sell at least 80% of it or you'll never be invited back. And then you got 10 minutes. And if you're flopping in the first 3 or 4 minutes, we just cut you and go to somebody else. We're not going to waste another 6 minutes of our time on you. We're going to cut and go to the next person. So you actually may not get 10, you may get 4. She was so nervous. She prayed to God for help, blah, 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 blah. She sold out all 6,000 items in 7 minutes. They go, we sold out. This beige sold out. This sold out. So it's gone. Everything's gone. And she burst out in tears because she had like hawked her couch, her car, borrowed money, scrambled everything to get 6,000 cover-ups, which she didn't know she'd be able to sell. And it was definitely bankruptcy if it didn't work. And they showed video of that day. She had the video on QVC, 250 households across America, and she burst out bawling on QVC. And the person who's doing it with her knew. She's like, it's okay, don't cry. I go, everyone, Jamie's so excited you're gonna love her product. The truth is she's so excited she just became a millionaire. But it took rejection after rejection. She'd been after QVC for years. Their head guy who makes the decisions finally called her and said, look, I've talked to all the executives. I've talked to the decision makers. I've talked to everyone. We've decided that your product is not worthy for QVC. We've decided you are not somebody we wish to partner with. And this is a hard no. Now stop bugging us. She said, she just didn't. And at a trade show, she met another QVC buyer and she just didn't know who she was. Didn't know she was a buyer for QVC and poured and poured and poured love and encouragement into this woman and really helped her with her face and try this. And then that woman came back to her hours later. She had no idea who she was even talking to. She's at a trade show. She comes back, she's like, you don't know this, but I'm a buyer for QVC. And I went up to one of the head decisions maker and go, we need her product on our show. Here it is. And they are already familiar with you. And guess what? They're going to contact you. But the guy who told her no, a guy named Peter something, he was like the head guy. Years later, he became her biggest coach, her biggest fan, a cheerleader, strategist. And guess what happened? He retired from QVC. She went on to create this massive, valuable company, sold it to whatever I said, L'Oreal, and they made her the first female CEO in 120 years. They said she convinced them that she should take over L'Oreal. They bought her for 1.2 million cash. Here's a check, done. And then she took it over. Then he actually came out of retirement to work on her advisory board in a paid position. And the guy who told her no was now on her payroll working for her. There are people who tell you no, not now. You can't do this and you're struggling. I get it. Embrace the struggle. Embrace winter. Get through it. Do it again and again and again and again and again and again. And when you're done, do it again and again and again and again and get freaking better. This is how it works. And all of a sudden people start saying yes and you get the momentum. You get the you get momentum. But when you get momentum, everything you touch turns to gold. And guess what? I'll cool off. Right now I'm fired up. I just spent 5 days, 14 to 16 hours a day working on my psychology, working on my attitude. Who is your peer group? Your peer group equals your network equals your net worth. Who's your network? Oh, I don't have very good. What are your goals? I don't have any goals. Well, that's going to change. I want to be around Simon Sinek, Richard Branson, Tony, whatever his last name is. Oh my God, Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins, that's his name. Tony Robbins. I want to be around other amazing people. And Francis Chan. And so I have goals to get. Now I'm going to do it. But if you don't have a goal, those people don't inspire me. Well, who inspires you? Now, how could you just get in their life? Trust me, set the goal. The rest is magic. It starts happening. And so, man, I'm so excited. Elgin, I was just too fired up to be good today. So I was bad and launched more than I should have. Elgin, if you could give anybody one or two thoughts, sentences, final parting thoughts, I'm going to go to Frank next. What would you tell them if they really want to have a breakthrough at EXP and sponsor people and have this rev share and stock? I bet you have a decent amount of stock. Is that a fair statement, Elgin?
Yeah, that's fair.
How many shares do you have now?
I don't know exactly, but I got enough that it's been very.
It's exciting. A lot. It's probably hundreds of thousands of dollars. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
It's been very exciting.
Yeah, Lorraine, who Frank knows her. What's her name? Luann. She's like one of the first agents. Told me she has $1 million worth of stock today. All she's done is sell real estate. She's completely going to retire and be a millionaire just because she took a win. She really joined me. So Elgin, final thoughts for everyone. What can they do to make this work? Final advice or encouragement?
Believe it or not, I think that one of the biggest things is just your mindset and to not quit and to understand that it's a marathon. It's not necessarily a sprint. Don't compare yourself to other people. Just compare yourself to yourself and just move forward a little bit each day. I thought that by this time I'd be at a couple of thousand people and this, that, and the other, and all of that, and it did not work out that way, but it's worked out in a great way to whereas I am so far ahead of where I would have been if I'd have stayed at Keller Williams 2 years ago. My life has completely changed, and sometimes I'm hard on myself, but at the end of the day, I'm so much better than what I would have been if I had not made the decision to come here. So a little bit each time, a little bit each day. Don't kill yourself over it, and it'll work out.
Yep, compounding effect, baby. When you work, and when you play. When it's time to be with your family, be with your family. When it's time to work, slay the dragon. Love it. Thank you, Elgin. Frank, parting thoughts for everybody.
Yeah. First of all, I'm glad that avatars are all skinny. So that's the psychology right there. Hey, there was about a year that I played EXP, and maybe some of you are doing it. You say you're an EXP, but you're really not doing anything. And I can say that because that was me. So I guess the question I have for everybody in the audience is, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? You see what some of these folks are bringing in, and I can tell you right now, you may not need 100,000 a month, but 50,000 a month is pretty cool because you can take care of a lot of problems. And maybe money's not your issue, but just saying that you can do it and you could be part of something great. When I worked for Keller Williams at Remax, I never had $100,000 in stock, and now I do. And I don't regret the decision, but what are you waiting for? I'm out.
I mean, you're actually in. You're out, but you're in. You're all in, right, Frank?
Yep.
I love it. All right, everybody. We will see you next week. James, next week, I want to get on here. I told him I'd do this like 2 weeks ago, and I forgot. I want to get Jeff on, Jeff and Amanda Whitespear. I want to talk about KV Core, and I want to talk about sponsoring people. Jeff Whitespear sells about 250 homes a year to 300 homes a year. He's a KV Core expert, #1 guy in the nation. So bring your agents. They can learn about KV Core. He does like 3 mastermind groups a week. Facebook open to everybody at EXP. He gets usually 100 people in there. They're learning how to master lead gen. Because if you could learn to fish and teach other people to fish, you will grow your rev share. You will grow in your sponsoring capability. So let's get Jeff Whitespear next Monday.
We're going to try. We're not going to be available.
Okay, 2 weeks. That's right. I'm at a golf tournament for charity next Monday. So we will have this. It'll be run by Frank. Are you available to run this next Monday? Can you run this for me?
I'm in a golf tournament for charity.
Oh, that's your golf tournament. Do you
Yes.
know I'm coming? Dude, that is so funny. You're the leader of the golf tournament.
Yes.
Did you know I was coming?
No, I didn't.
I was going to surprise you. I'm playing with Fidel and Phil. They called me up this weekend and asked me if I'd play with them. I'm like, heck yeah, let's go. And I got Stroop playing. So we'll be in that foursome. I hope you get some good prizes. I want to win them.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
you
but
don't have to travel too far either.
Yeah. So we'll probably get Chris Okamura to host this or somebody, Marguerite. So we'll have someone hosting this. We'll have some great guests. But 2 weeks from today, Jeff Whitespear, and he's got, by the way, he has 450, almost 500 people in his rev share group. He makes 250 to 300,000 a year. I think he's making like 30,000 a month in his rev share. And he sponsored 25, 30 people, and he's got like 450 to 500 in his group. He has a real estate team. He's selling 250, 300 homes a year. He's just doing it all, and he'll be a great guest. That'll be 2 weeks from today. Elgin, you were an amazing guest. Thank you so much. And Frank, Crandall, love you both. Have an awesome day. Thank you, Elgin. And thank you,
Thank you,
Frank.
guys.
Have a
All
great
right,
day.
everyone unmute your mics and say thanks to these guys. It was great having you on today. Unmute your mic and wave at us.
Thank
and say
you.
hello.
Thank you. Have a great day.